Telemarketing for beginners can be really daunting. There's the fear that maybe people will be rude to you, they'll put the phone down, or even getting stuck at that critical moment when you need to get a key point across. Well, fear not. We've come up with 10 telemarketing tips for beginners to help you get the most out of your calling. Tip 1, don't sound like a telemarketer. How many times have you heard someone as an intro on a call go, "How are you today?" Don't do it. Don't pick yourself out as a telemarketer right from your intro. Our second tip is to make sure that you play the numbers game. There's no getting away from it. You need to make enough calls to get the ratios in your favour. That means roughly 100 calls a day. We always say you'll never do any business with someone you don't call. Planning is everything. Don't wing it. What do I mean by planning? That starts from your target market, it starts from your list, and it starts from your proposition. If you get those three things in place, you're guaranteed to have a better result than you would have otherwise. You also need to work out what floats your prospect's boat. What keeps them up at night? What challenges have they got that you solve? If you can work that out, you'll go a lot further towards the success of your call. So if you're speaking to an FD, what worries the FD? Be specific about the kind of things that you can help them with on the call. If you're brand new to this, you probably also need to get some training. The reality is that not all of the techniques, the tips and the tricks in telemarketing are purely intuitive. So if you don't know some of those things, get some guidance right from the outset. I'm afraid you also need to wear some armour. The reality is telemarketing is not for the faint-hearted. You're gonna get some rejection, and if you end up crying every time after every rejection, you will not go far in telemarketing. So build up some resilience and get some results. Along with rejection come objections. You need to get used to those and you need to embrace them, because most of the people you speak to will already be using another supplier, they might be doing it in-house, or they might not have a current need. If you haven't got answers for those, you won't go far in telemarketing. So work out how to deal with objections and you will get better success out of those calls. You also need to build momentum in telemarketing. It's related to the numbers game I spoke about earlier. That's a sales pipeline. It's about a number of callbacks over a period of time that are more likely to be your warm prospects, where you're going to get better results. Motivation! If you don't have motivation, you're not going far in telemarketing. I said it before, it's a tough job, so you've got to be up for every single call. And remember, the person that you speak to next after the last disastrous call doesn't know that the last call was a disaster. So be positive, keep yourself up, and be motivated. And finally, remember to ask good questions and listen to the answers. No prospect likes to be talked at. You'll get much better success from your telemarketing calling if you ask really penetrative, interesting questions to your prospects. Ultimately, telemarketing isn't for everybody, but everyone has the capability to do it if they follow our 10 simple tips.